Okie dokie, we're going to assume that we're recording now. And we're in the booming metropolis of Batopilas, which is about, I guess 1,400, 2,000 people. But behind me you see the raging river that goes through Batopilas, and this river will rise and fall about 3 or 4, possibly 5 feet, depending on how much rain is going on up the canyon. And I imagine it gets worse as you further go down, because man, we got a ton of rain last night. They've classified it like Creel as a magical town, but a lot of abandoned buildings, doing a lot of renovation. What they've done is there's a main road that comes in from the road from Huachochi to Creel. There's a side road. And what they've done is they've basically torn away the side of a mountain and have a switchback all the way down the side of the mountain. The problem is they tore away all the vegetation and all the rocks that held the mountain intact. So, as the rainy season hit, it basically washed the mountainside that was bare down over the road that they had basically set up to get the tourists down here to increase the money coming into the town. So, the only way to get in here is you leave at 4 o'clock in the morning from Batopilas, and you get out of here before they start dynamiting the side of the mountain at 6 o'clock in the morning. Or you leave here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you hit, because they stop blasting at 6 p.m. And if you're lucky, they stop blasting earlier than 6 p.m. You leave here at 4 and you get out of here and you get to Creel hopefully by between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the evening. The other two choices is to come in the way I came in, which was from Huachochi, which is a dirt road. It's basically built for a billy goat. And the problem is my name ain't Billy and I ain't no goat. And it's basically 6-7 hours of driving a dirt road, forging streams, trying to figure out the best way to go up a hill with all the ruts, or to go down the hill without burning up your brakes and dropping it into first gear so you don't go down there too fast and slide off the side of the hill, because there are no guardrails. I started at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I probably arrived here at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I knew on the way that I didn't want to stop and take a lot of pictures, because I was told I read on the internet that it would take 7 hours of non-stop driving to get here. And believe me, if I hit 20 miles an hour, I was speeding down this road. I mean, this road was a bitch. So I talked to a guide here in Batopilas, because what my plan was is to leave Batopilas and go to Eureka. And he said, nah, not in the rainy season. You don't want to do that. You got to have a high vehicle because you're crossing streams. And the last time I heard, the river going that you have to cross going from here to Eureka, your car won't make it. So the gig for me to get out of town is to leave here about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Hopefully they stop dynamiting early and they've cleared the road, and try to get back to Creel by 10 o'clock tonight. Was it worth the trip? Well, there's an abandoned mission church about 8 miles from here. There's some ruins. You know, a typical story. The Spaniards came in, conquered, came in here for the silver. Americans came in later on, mined the silver, depleted it, They split, the Spaniards split, and now the town has basically gone back to the locals. And the locals, they just let the town go to pot. You know, it's typical in Latin America. If there's no money, there's no reason to maintain anything. And like I said, there's a lot of abandoned buildings, very few stores. There's 2 or 3 restaurants. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 hotels. But you can tell the state of Chihuahua, of course the government is trying to rebuild things. But I'll tell you what, if you want to see it before it gets too commercialized, now is the time to come down, because the road from Creel, where they've torn off the side of the road, that's completely destroyed. They're building a road from Huachochi to here, basically destroying the mountains with that road. They're going in with heavy-duty equipment to mine the forest, to harvest the forest. And of course, they're not looking for the young trees, they're looking for the old trees, which hurts the environment, which hurts certain species that rely on the old forests in order for their habitats, that sort of thing. And of course, one of the reasons for basically 2 or 3 reasons for the roads. Get at the minerals, get at the forests, and increase tourism. And really what they ought to do is they ought to just shut the whole place down. Just say, nope, no more development. The only way to get in is by mule, by horseback. And we're going to maintain it the way it is right now, and let it be in a pristine state. But instead what they're doing is they're tearing away sides of mountains, harvesting the forests, basically destroying the whole area. Certain species have already been wiped out. And it's a difficult situation, because you want to bring in business so the local people can make money, and at the same time you want to. This is like Yosemite Park, so it'd be like the United States government tearing up Yosemite Park to get at the minerals, the old forests, so the locals can make money off of that, instead of setting it aside and preserving it, and limiting the amount of infrastructure so you don't destroy the area. Tough call. But would I come back here again? It was worth a visit. I don't think I'd ever come back here again. There's not really that much to be seen. It's out of the way. We've been without electricity for the last since about 2 o'clock yesterday. The ladies' hot water works off electricity, so there's been no hot water. I'm real beat up because of the trip. My alternator went, so I spent half a day yesterday getting that fixed. So is it worth the trip? You know, depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for high action, nah. If you're looking for nature, places to hike and that sort of thing, yeah, it's worth coming down here. But behind me you see a hanging bridge. That's the other side of town. During the rainy season you can't get across the river, so the only way to do it is to walk. So they have the hanging bridge. Like I said, the river behind me, I'm looking at 3 steps on the other side, and yesterday I could see all the way down to the river. And then it finally dawned on me, the reason why there's a gap in the fence over there in the path they've set up along the river is because the river rises and destroys what they try and put there. So they've left a little gap because the river washes away on a regular basis. But like I said, you know, there's 3 or 4 good hotels. Carolina's a restaurant in town. That's a pretty good place to eat. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to catch the sights, head out of Dodge probably around 4 p.m. and see if I get lucky and be able to get to Creel by 8-10 o'clock tonight. So that's the report from Batopilas, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it the right way, but that's the way I'm going to pronounce it, and I'm sticking to my guns. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll sign off from here.